Hey guys, you are watching Bloodstock TV, and we are once again back with a pre-festival special. And this time we are chatting with Skynd, who's going to be taking to the Sophie Lancaster stage on Thursday, the 10th of August, as one of our headliners. I'm very pleased to have you on Bloodstock TV. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I'm currently on tour with Ice Nine Kills, and it's going really well. So I'm pretty good. Thank you.
For people that don't really know about, I guess, your background and what Skynd is and what you do and everything, but I found it quite fascinating that the concept of Skynd, so to speak, I mean, would it be right to assume that it actually has been a part of your life almost since you were very young? I believe you said you were 3 or 4 years of age. You
Exactly.
described it in the past as your kind of your imaginary friend that entered your life, but it felt that, this has been an entity within you almost your whole entire life.
Yes. I mean, when I met my imaginary friend, I was, as you just said, 3 or 4 years old, and he introduced himself as Skinned, and he never left my side. Like until today, he's still here. So this has been a really big part of my life. So um, to write about true crime has been like how can you call it? It's like a calling somehow. I feel like I have to do it. And also, Skinned pushed me to write about it. So I grew up with it, and I still write, or I still try to translate true crime cases into music. So yeah, it has been a big part of my life.
Just for people that don't know the context, what you do is that you focus on these particular real stories, these real cases, and it's very, very fact based.
Yes.
It's not fantasy. You don't derive away from.
No, I don't, and I don't even like romanticize it. I want to stay true to the facts, and but I want to try to be as respectful as I can towards the victims or the victim's family as well. But I feel like it's a need to actually sing about true crime events, um, and without sounding grotesque. I feel like it's educating people as well, because a lot of people, they're coming to our show, and or like now with Eyes Like Kills, people sometimes don't know what to expect, and then they hear like the news footage of like Richard Ramirez or Michelle Carter or whatever, and people are like, huh, what is this? So they Google it, and they get into it, and they investigate the cases. What I do as well, I investigate those cases, like until I know everything I need to know to actually write a song about it.
Does it ever get to the point where it's so overwhelming for you that you just need, I mean, just the pressure of reading and listening and looking at all of this stuff, which is at the end of the day, I mean, it's disturbing.
I mean, yeah, it gets emotional. I remember Chris Watts was a super emotional one for me. And every time I sing that song, I get super emotional at the end of the song. So yeah, it's not leaving me cold, obviously. I feel for the victims, and I feel for the families that have lost a loved one, for example. Like this is not easy, and it shouldn't be easy on anyone. The whole writing process is actually really, it's like a therapy to me. So I can get all the emotions out and not just hold it back. That's why the writing process is so important to me.
People have asked you before, okay, you release song by song, track by track, and then I was looking at something that you had said before where someone said, are you, is there an album coming? And you said, maybe. Uh, so is there an album, or are you just going to continue just releasing these kind of isolated tracks as their own right?
I mean, I could think about an album, but it's more like a compilation of the chapters. But I won't release an album with like 12 songs, 12 cases, and then I have to be the one deciding which cases are more important than the others. I just don't want to be, I don't want to decide that.
Mm.
To me, that's kind of like, that would be disrespectful in my opinion, because I want to give every case the focus that it needs, and
Mhm.
the video that it needs, also like the visual part of it. I feel every song deserves the attention.
Mm.
That's why it's impossible for me to just come up with an album of 12 songs and be like, okay, so those two songs or those two cases are the most important one. I don't want to make this decision. That's why I'm not going to do that.
Jonathan Davis, Korn, how did it come about working with
We
Jonathan?
had a guy in LA and he was mixing our first EP. And somehow he was, I think if I remember it right, he was actually recording or mixing Jonathan David's album. So JD, because of this guy, he got to know me and he was like, oh, that's really interesting. I want to be part of it. So he emailed Father and he was like, can I be part of it? And we're both like, that's a joke, of course.
Now, for those who have not seen your performance before, and that's me included, I'm so looking forward to it. What would be the best way to kind of describe what Skinned is live?
Um, I feel like I talk with like how I perform. I want to like with all my body language, with the look, with like the face expression, with the vocals, like pitched. I have a pitch, like I can pitch my vocals on stage, like live, because I want to tell a story, and that's what I want to do. That's what I want people to know. I tell stories. I won't be standing on stage, be like, "Ooh, hands up!" Like it just doesn't. It just doesn't work that way. So I'm a storyteller, and that's what people can expect. Hello,
Okay.
my name is Skind, and I'm so looking forward to be the first headliner on the Sophie Lancaster stage. It's a big honor, and I'm so looking forward to see you all.